All right, so we'll find the midpoint given two endpoints, and that is 17, 12, and 9, 6. So let's go ahead and start by writing that down. I'm going to write 17, 12, and 9, 6. We have a formula that we can follow, and that is just simply we add the two x's together and we divide by 2, and then we add the two y's together and we divide by 2. So in this case, we would just take 17 plus 9, and we would divide by 2, and we would take 12 and 6 and divide by 2. 17 and 9 are our x's, 12 and 6 are our y values. Once we have that, all we really need to do is just add them together. So 17 plus 9, right, is going to give us 26 divided by 2. 12 plus 6 is going to give us 18 divided by 2. 26 divided by 2 is 13. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And this would be our midpoint just using the formula. Now, there is one more method that people like to use, and some of you may have already used it before. We start with what we say is the end point, then we write down what we think is going to be the mid, and then we write down our end. Now we know we are looking for the mid, so I'm going to leave it as our first point is 17, 12, and then our last endpoint is 9, 6. Now what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to find the difference between the end and the end. So I know 17 to 9 is -8, is a difference of -8. And 12 to 6 is a difference of -6, okay? Now, in order to find the midpoint, what we have to do is pay attention to that this total distance is -8 between 17 and 9. So I'm going to take that -8 and I'm going to cut it in half, which is -4. So I take 17 and I subtract 4 from it, and that gives me 13, okay? So 17 minus 4 is 13. Then I do the same thing with the other side. I know that the midpoint is halfway from 12 to 6, and I know that the distance is -6, so I take -6, I cut it in half, that's -3, and I take 12 and I subtract 3. 12 minus 3 is going to be 9. And that gives me an alternate way of finding the midpoint. So you can use the formula, or you can start with the end and go to the end and use the distances between the 2 points.